All right, let's move on to the next question. The tint shop has offered to redo the job for the customer. They used ceramic film, and the install took 5 hours. According to the installer, for some reason, the rear window gave them a lot of trouble. They said the only problem area seems to be this one spot. In the photo, you can see the dot matrix along the top. That dot matrix area is really wide. When the shop tried to lay the film over those dots and squeegee it down because the area is so wide, the film just wouldn't fully stick. Sometimes it bonds evenly, other times it turns whitish. You can see all those raised dots, and normally they should look consistent. When they don't, it looks like the film wasn't installed right. Let me explain what's going on in a case like this. Now, this kind of situation is honestly one of the tougher installs. When the dot matrix is this thick, those ceramic frit dots sit raised off the glass. That's just how the surface is. So the film never lays completely flat. It's basically bridging over the raised frit. No matter how much you squeegee it, you can't get every bit of water out. And that whole band of dots across the top has a coating on it, but the surface isn't perfectly uniform. So even after squeegeeing, it won't look identical all the way across. No installer can make every single dot look perfectly clean. But an experienced installer, someone who's handled this kind of thing before, can use techniques that make it look lower and more uniform, even if the film isn't fully bonded there. They'll adjust both the install method and the cut. So if the dot matrix looks a little uneven, you can actually hide a lot of it with the cut. You can leave the film a little longer or tuck it farther into the painted border of the glass. Once the water gets pushed out, it can't work its way back in. So there are ways to make the finish look more consistent, but that takes a highly skilled installer. This is one you want to leave to someone experienced. All right. Question number 4. When poor installation quality turns into a customer service problem, here's a question for shop owners. The customer tipped you $100, came back because there was an issue, was told to wait 5 days, and was promised a redo for all the creases that wouldn't lay down. He only asked for his $100 tip back. Seriously, I really want to tint cars in the US. If I got a customer like this, he's basically saying, just give me my $100 back. Then I'll take that $100 and pay toward the redo myself. How easygoing is that? That's an incredibly reasonable customer. And they still didn't refund the $100. Come on, you can't do that. At that point, it's no longer just an installation issue. That's exactly how a workmanship problem turns into a reputation problem. If you made a mistake, communicate. Apologize and schedule the redo. If a refund is needed, give the refund. Don't make a customer who trusted you with their car and even helped you get a place to stay chase you down for answers. A bad tint job can always be fixed. Once trust is gone, rebuilding it is much harder. This customer was seriously such a gentleman. Really classy guy. He put up with all of that. Honestly, if this happened in Korea, the customer might show up at the tint shop and smash every window with a golf club. Koreans can get pretty heated. Yeah, pretty heated. But after coming to the US, people seem a lot more laid back. Even with a complaint this serious, don't handle it this way. If you want your shop to build a good reputation, he calmly said, this is not how you should do business. Now, looking at this photo of the defect, the heat shrinking wasn't done properly. See how the film is creased right here? That's not just a squeegee problem. The film wasn't heat shrunk cleanly. They basically forced it into shape. They heated it and just pressed it down. So while the film was still wrinkled, they peeled the liner and started squeegeeing. But there was still excess film over the curve, and that extra material is what needs to be shrunk. Instead, they tried to push the film down as is. When it's hot out, the film gets a little tackier. So to help the squeegee glide smoothly, you add more tint slime to the solution. In hot weather, you usually mix it a little stronger, especially when it's hot. But it looks like they didn't control that properly, and the film got badly creased while they were squeegeeing. This one is really severe. It's creased so badly that there's almost no nice way to put it. Seriously, you almost want to add a penalty on top of it. That's how bad it is. This is a pretty extreme case.